Almost every profession has a retirement age. American doctors retire by 65 on an average, lawyers by 70, police personnel by 55. What about the country's top position? How do we decide if a politician is fit for office? Take Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell, for example. He is 81 years old, and yesterday he was at a press event in Kentucky. He was asked whether he would run for re-election in the year 2026. And instead of answering, McConnell abruptly froze, not for a second or two, but for half a minute. Aides attempted to prompt the senator, but in vain, and it took several more seconds for the leader to recover. Have a look at the clip for yourself.
It's okay. What are your thoughts on running for re-election in 2026?
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you are. We're going to need a minute. Senator Benny.
Yep.
As you can see, McConnell was clearly struggling. He composed himself and went on to answer two more questions, but only after the staff repeated them for him. He did not make any comments about his health before leaving, and later a spokesperson clarified that McConnell had felt momentarily lightheaded. Now, this was the second time McConnell had frozen in just over a month. On the 27th of July, the senator was holding a press conference at the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C., and while speaking, he paused mid-sentence. He stared off into space for a good 20 seconds. Fellow Republicans asked McConnell if he wanted to return to his office. McConnell did not answer, and Senator John Barrasso then ushered him away from the podium. And when asked about what had happened, McConnell said he was fine and just felt a little lightheaded. Other than this, the Senate leader has endured at least 3 falls since February. In March, McConnell fell outside a Washington area hotel. He was left with a concussion and a fractured rib. The senator spent a week in hospital only to be transferred to a rehabilitation facility. McConnell did not return to the Senate until mid-April. It's a busy autumn legislative session. The Congress is attempting to avoid a partial government shutdown at the end of October. How will McConnell keep up, seeing the way he has been freezing or falling? The question is he even fit for the job? And why just McConnell? Next year, the US will be heading to presidential polls, and both the front runners, by the way, Biden and Donald Trump, are old. Biden is approaching 81. Trump has turned 77. The US president is known for his gaffes and falls. In June, at a graduation ceremony for the US Air Force Academy, Biden practically tripped on air and fell. He has a long history of slip-ups, both verbal as well as physical. He has mixed up facts in his speeches, lost his train of thoughts. There's hardly anything new about it. Biden himself has admitted to his blunders. He has even called himself a gaffe machine. And while Republicans take jibes at Biden for being too old, they conveniently turn a blind eye towards Donald Trump. He also is in his late 70s after all. And if he is elected next year, he would be 82 at the end of the term. So what ensures that he would have the mental acuity that the president of a country should have? And what can be done about this is the big question. Should politicians clear health and cognitive tests to prove that they are fit for office? Or should there be a retirement age for a country's leadership roles? And it's not just about their fitness or cognitive ability, by the way, but also about the future of the country. It's said, with old age comes wisdom, but of what use is it really? These leaders would be making decisions for the youth. They would be deciding future policies. Can they relate to 20, 30 or even 40-year-olds? Look at Jacinda Ardern. Look at Sanna Marin. They have a connection with the youth. Both are below 40. Both have been loved and celebrated as leaders. Does the world need younger politicians? Should the older ones retire after a certain point? Let us know what you think about this. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.